Welcome to show number 6, coach's show for the Rougarou, Shreveport Rougarou here, Flying Heart Brewery in Bossier City, Louisiana. We've made it 6 weeks somehow without any injuries, without any catastrophic events. What I do at the beginning of every show, knock on wood. What I do at the beginning of every show is let everybody introduce themselves. I'm Josh, Red Wolf Media. What about you, Coach?
Coach Russ, offense coordinator. And we did have one catastrophic injury. A few weeks back, my pizza was taken out of the refrigerator. I hadn't eaten it, and it was thrown to the dogs.
Oh.
And I come back looking for it, and it was gone.
You got plenty of dogs, too. I got to see that the other night. Yeah. What about you?
John Bodden, ASP of Shreveport. Just a sponsor. Glad to be here.
Jerry?
I'm Jerry Harris, offensive line, defensive line.
There we go.
Zach Hannibal, DB.
Doobie Holman, offensive tackle.
Hayden Stewart, offensive defensive line.
AJ Jefferson, running back and receiver.
Mike, you got to bring that thing over.
Mike Blair, quarterback coach.
AJ's live right now.
Yeah, I'm listening to Coach. He don't like being on camera.
Look at that. You know what's next week, everybody? Game week. How are we feeling about that?
I feel pretty good about it. I think we'll have a pretty good game plan. To going in. I mean, we're going to keep our playbook kind of light. We're not going to show the league too much because everybody will be watching. And with us being a new team, there's no film on us, so everyone's going to be watching just how we execute on some things. So we're going to keep our playbook pretty light, pretty simple, and just try to win the ball game.
And Mr. Bodden, why don't you tell me a little bit about y'all's partnership? Bring that mic over to yourself, please, sir.
Well, Keith Carter called me up and said, asked me if I'd like to sponsor, so here I am.
Yeah. At what capacity? What capacity are you working with the team? Just pure sponsorship, or?
So far, yes.
Yeah. Gotcha. We're making it happen.
You don't want me holding the football.
Okay, I understand. So you're a new face. Everybody else at the table has been here, man. So I want to know a little bit about your background. Where have you played? What's your playing experience?
Yes, sir. I played football at West Monroe High School, and that's as far as I played so far.
Okay.
I'm 19, and I'm a freshman in college at UNL.
Awesome. So, all right, you're gonna come play with the big dogs. So, tell me a little bit about your time at West Monroe. What positions did you play?
I played defensive tackle my entire time, a little bit of defensive end, but I made all district, all parish, and every year there. I've been starting there since I was a freshman, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Most people don't start 4 years at West Monroe. Y'all make any runs?
A few close ones, but we got knocked out twice by Zachary, and then our last year we got knocked out by a block field goal against North Shore.
So what are you looking forward to most this season?
Hit somebody. That's just what I've been waiting on.
You miss hitting people?
Yes.
When's the last time you got to get in the pads, man?
Last game of 2024. That was it.
I got you.
Just been working out.
What does this game mean to you in terms of why do you play the game of football outside of just wanting to hit somebody?
It's definitely just going to be to prove that I can still do something, and that'll be useful to the team.
Yeah. So, Mike, what have you been up to, man?
A whole lot of working.
Yeah.
Waiting for these guys to come in, get some work with the quarterbacks. Training with some of the local guys.
Yeah. What's training camp look like this week?
Sunday, the players start to arrive. Actually, we've got a couple coming in tonight. All the way through Sunday, they'll be coming in. And then Sunday morning, bright and early, we'll have physicals at 8 a.m. Then we'll be mostly classroom all day with kind of just some. We've got a financial advisor coming in. We got a lady that want to talk to them about having insurance on their own. There's a lady that's coming in. She talks to about how to recover from a concussion and their program that they have to help the guys should they get a concussion. Monday Monday's going to be putting in the playbook and doing the install on the concepts and terminology and getting ready for Tuesday where we'll put the pads on and put it into motion.
And you are practicing at D1, correct?
Tuesday we'll actually be at the arena. Our turf will be down
Okay.
By Tuesday night when we practice, our turf will be down at that point. So we'll actually practice in the arena that week.
So hockey season's over for Mudbugs, or
No, they
kinda
don't
interim?
have a game this coming. They don't have a game. I don't think they have a home game this weekend or next weekend. So we'll be able to keep the turf down, and then it has to come up after that, after our game, and then 2 weeks before Omaha.
So any can we speak to any of the plans that we have for pregame festivities?
Well, I mean, hopefully the guys have got their mind right. Hopefully there's not any pregame festivities. I mean,
No, I mean in terms of we're still doing the Mardi Gras deal.
that's an operations question, and I stay out of that.
Wow, I don't blame you.
Like, it's too much work on game day. I don't talk to anyone. I stay away from everybody and just focus on make sure we call the right plays and make sure the guys execute and are doing the right thing before the game.
Sweet. So this whole thing has been a bonding experience, and I'll speak a little bit to the fact that I got to play Doobie in NCAA college football the other night, and served him his first loss since he's been in Louisiana. So that was pretty nice. But I was wondering, yeah, I'm kind of, I need to get away from Doobie after this podcast ends, apparently. But but no, Jerry, you wanna divulge, or can you divulge your recipe for burgers, bro? Because those are some of the best burgers I've ever had in my life.
Oh man, I can't use that.
You can't let nobody know the secret.
You should try his wings. He cooked wings last night. He talked all day about these wings. They were good. So much to the point that we talked about opening a ghost kitchen and just selling wings, nothing else. We're gonna call it just wings.
I think you really could. I mean, being born, because Mississippi, correct?
This is my Alabama.
Man, I thought you was from Mississippi. I don't know. I guess if you're from the South, though, you grow up, I mean, you can just cook. You come out the womb.
Well, the crazy thing is that when he played for me the first year, this dude ate at McDonald's every day.
Yeah.
Like, we'd cook steak. We laid out one night. We had steak, chicken, lobster, shrimp. This man comes upstairs and says, "Hey, coach, can I get the car keys on and go to McDonald's?"
Yeah.
And we're looking at this spread and we're like, what is wrong with you, bro?
So what's your McDonald's order? Tell me, what's your McDonald's order?
Oh, they make double that $3 bundle.
Tell the truth.
$3 bundle will last you about an hour until you're hungry again.
Before I pull out. I'm eating it in the line.
Do you like the McRib when they serve it? You like the McRib?
I don't eat nothing but the McChicken. Like double. Well, I eat a Big Mac now.
Yeah.
Double pork loin.
I can't blame them. I mean, McDonald's, there's a reason it's still around. It's amazing. Man, what you been doing, bro?
Working out. We was hard at it today, earlier.
What'd
Me
you
and
do?
Larry, we did shoulders, then we did a couple routes. One outside in the rain and ran.
Oh, you did it in the rain?
D1 ended up having a class at 3 o'clock. So
Yeah.
we ended up going outside.
Yeah, that's dedication. What about you, Zach?
Just working out, really, staying out the way.
What are you really looking for in terms of on offense? And you don't talk about schemes because we don't want anybody to know what we're doing. But in terms of on offense, what's going to be kind of what you look for when it? Because you got to make cuts. How
Right.
many guys you have right now?
33.
So you got to get down to 25 or 6.
25.
So what's going to be kind of a deal breaker for you whenever you're looking at these guys in terms of who stays, who doesn't?
A lot of it's just execution and coachability. I like to coach on the sidelines a lot. I see the guys, if they do something that we need to correct, we correct them on the sidelines. And if they if they get back out there the next play and they do exactly how we coach them to do it, we look at that kind of stuff. If they get back out there and they just see the same bad habits, then that's a issue. I mean, these guys are all grown men. They've all played football before. We don't have time to coach them the techniques. They should already know the techniques. So, if I have to tell a receiver 10 times to quit letting the defensive back get him into the wall, he's not. It's a habit. He's not going to change that habit, so it's not somebody that we need. If I have to tell the quarterback, 10 times that you're not taking a 5-step drop on this play, he's not the guy for us. If the kicker, if our opponent's getting the ball on the 25-yard line every play because our kicker can't keep the ball inside the walls, we're going to find another kicker. I mean,
Right.
we don't have the roster limit to keep guys around that's not coachable and can't execute the plays that we call.
So I'll ask you this: in your coaching career, who is Who's the best example of an individual that you thought wasn't going to work out that was truly a success story? Like truly turned things around that you're like, dude, this isn't going to work, but then he ended up being a really good player for you.
You know, it was this kid from Columbus, Ohio. His name was Day Day.
Yeah.
And he'd come out, he played wide receiver, and I wasn't really impressed at wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then he played defensive back, and he was really good. And then we let him return a kick or a punt a couple times. Yeah. And this was outdoor. And I think he led the league in kick return touchdowns, punt return touchdowns, and interceptions. Yeah. And so he was one of the ones I always remember that he was definitely a guy that I didn't think would make the team and then ended up making the team. Yeah. But every year it's a guy that you don't suspect. You know, I look for heart too. It takes heart, and if a guy don't have the heart, you know, to step in the hole and take the punishment that somebody's about to dish to him, he's not the guy for us either. We want a guy that know you're going to get clobbered, but step up and take that hit and make it work.
Right. So. What about you? I only got 2 coaches at the table, so you know.
So, repeat that question. I mean,
so yeah, I mean, in terms of all the kids or grown men really that you've coached, who's the biggest turnaround that you've seen in terms of a guy you're like, man, this is not going to work out, and then how did that dude turn it around? And I mean, really, what were those qualities that you saw in him that was like, okay, yeah, this guy's actually.
So one guy that I'm gonna bring up, he actually got invited to the camp. Is Ethan. I think he was here on one of the podcasts before. He's a quarterback. He actually started out as a cornerback. Playing in DB, and then he moved to tight end. And I said, man, look, these 2 positions are not you. And just one day at practice, he threw the ball, and I was like, I like this drop back. I like his, you know, his gauging foot. I mean, everything. And I was just like, hey man, have you ever thought about quarterback? Yeah. And he said, yeah. And I was getting ready. I was like, hey man, look, you might want to find something else. Go to soccer, go something else because it ain't working. One year, he started playing quarterback, and he just said, hey coach, teach me the fundamentals, teach me this. And he had the leadership capabilities. I mean, figuring out the plays and awareness behind his line of scrimmage. It was all there. Yeah. So I taught him how to, you know, throw with his body, not just his shoulder and things like that. And I mean, he's been starting quarterback for 3 seasons for me in a different league. Yeah. And I was very, very impressed with how he turned around and became a leader on the team as a quarterback and not playing a different position that he couldn't play. Yeah. So I was impressed about that.
Well, I think 3 things at the quarterback position. I mean, if you look at athleticism, you look at, you know, leadership abilities and intelligence. I don't think they're all mutually exclusive. So if you could look at that like in a triangle, what would you prefer most of out of those 3?
Intelligence.
Intelligence over everything?
Most. I mean, anybody can throw a 5 to 10 yard pass, move the ball, nickel and dime it all the way down. Agility, you know, awareness, things like that. But intelligence, you got to know how to play the game. You got to know how fast the game is played. You got to know when you need to throw the ball. You need to know where your receivers at all times, how your line's blocking for you, where your running back is. I mean, it's a lot to ask for a quarterback. For one player, it's a lot to take it all in.
So if we look at that triangle, Coach Russ, what position on the field would you say requires the least amount of intelligence?
Least amount of intelligence?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a position on the field that doesn't require intelligence. I mean, the offensive line, they have to be smart. They have to know, you know, they have to be able to see where the pressure is coming from. They know you know, like a kick step. I couldn't do a kick step to save my life, but them guys are able to get their kick step and their hands moving at the same time. Yeah. You know, they have to prepare for all the different moves that the defensive lineman is going to make. You know, wide receivers, they have to know their routes. If they're not where they're supposed to be, then the quarterback, no matter how intelligent he is, he's not going to get the ball to him. The running back, he has to be smart. He has to know where to go. He has to know when to cut. I mean, I don't think there's a position on the field that doesn't require intelligence. Yeah. It's why 99.9% of the NFL is college graduates.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, if you reach that level, then you had to at least fake your way through university, right?
Marcus Russell.
Oh, yeah. That's really unfortunate that you and I are Raiders fans. It really is very, very,
I wasn't gonna bring that part up.
very unfortunate.
Wasted the first round on the guy that didn't know how to watch film.
Yeah, that was the whole caveat of it. Was they sent him home with tapes that didn't have anything on them, and they asked him if he watched film, and he said, "Yeah." They're like, "Really? That's funny because there's nothing on those tapes."
Yeah, it's supposed to be blitz packages that you're supposed to be watching.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that,
yeah, I think football players are intelligent. I mean, you know, look at baseball players. How much intelligence does that take? You got to be able to have, you know, good vision, good bat speed, or no, you know, first base, second base, third base.
yeah, I mean, fielding really just comes down to what's your priority. You're trying to keep runs, getting across home plate. This is a football podcast, of course. So, okay, what would you say? Well, I can't talk to Doobie right now, though, because he didn't want me to talk. My bad. I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to ask you something in about 10 minutes. Just be ready. Okay. But, Jerry, I'll ask you, man, what is the most embarrassing moment that you've had on a football field? And it could be somebody you've embarrassed or an embarrassing moment for yourself.
Football field?
Yeah.
At high school, I got past the defender and I was chasing the quarterback. And he did like a little out route,
Yeah.
to throw the ball, like a little, I can't even think what it's called.
Rollout.
A play action with a rollout. And I was chasing him, and I guess the old lineman that I passed, he caught me coming back. Hit me in the middle of the field. There was a lot of fans out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the embarrassing moment I had.
Yeah, getting blindsided always sucks. What about you, Zach?
I can't pinpoint exact, but probably some type of crackback. I think it was in high school. I had a cast on too. I had broke my wrist. And I would kind of like slip, and then I was chasing like from the backside, and the receiver came across the field and cracked me, and I just feel like a lot of people laughed.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh.
Doobie, what about you?
Probably just overstepping on my kick step and the defense swing, hit the slant, basically slip.
Yeah. What about you?
Definitely was my sophomore year. We were playing against Zachary in the playoffs. We ran a twist, and they ran a play action. The hole was, you can fit an F-150 through it.
Yeah.
And I just face plant right in the backfield, right in front of them, and they tried to touch them.
Yeah. Yeah, it hurts. What about you?
I'll say championship game, 9-man did in Dallas.
Yeah.
Who was on the 1 yard line? They just say that and fumble.
You fumbled on the 1 yard line? I'm sorry, man. It hurts.
And we lost by 1.
You remember the Brian LaFell hit? Mississippi State, LSU?
State, yeah.
That's how hard I got hit one time in high school when we were playing against North DeSoto. I was long snapping on punt team, and I ran straight down the field, and I was 5 yards from the receiver who was receiving the football. And I'm like, dude, I'm about to crack this guy. And the moment I began to think that, it was like the Brian LaFell hit.
Yeah.
Dude hit his blocking assignment perfectly. And somehow I didn't go to sleep. Yeah. That's always fun.
Crackback for me.
Coach, you must not have any centers here because I can tell you I forgot the snap count more than once or twice.
Oh, yeah? You played center?
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you play center?
Terra High School.
Where is that?
It's Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. No,
The Trojans.
I played.
We got hammered for that name.
Yeah, I played center up into my freshman year, but thankfully, somehow, I didn't forget a snap count. I don't know how. You think I would, but yeah, I mean, I guess it counts if you're long snapping and you run down the field and get murdered like that.
Well, this was back before anybody was in the shotgun. Everybody was under center back then.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Run of the wing tee.
Yeah. Hey, it's efficient. We just watched a team win.
It is efficient.
We watched a team win the Super Bowl that ran the ball down somebody's throat all night. I mean, it can work if you have the personnel, that's for sure. And we can't talk about schemes, or else I would ask you about schemes. But you're not allowed to know, public, what we're going to do.
They can buy a ticket Friday night and they can see.
They can buy a ticket and come check it out. Come spy on them like Michigan did. You know what I mean?
Well, the bad thing is, this game we don't have to, but every game after this, we have to send in our film to Huddle.
Okay.
And so we have to send it to the other team. It's, I don't like that much, but it takes away a lot of the coaching aspect, I think. Like me, I'll watch the film. I'll watch a game film. I was doing it today before we came. I was watching a quarterback that we just signed. I watch the game film myself because I like to see the other stuff going on too. Take a break from just watching play after play after play. But a lot of coaches, man, they have to have the huddle or they just can't function as a coach. I guess I don't know. I think it's a waste of money personally, but.
Well, I mean, how do you prepare for guys then?
What do you mean?
How do you prepare for teams?
I watch film.
Yeah.
I just don't. You can watch film. You can watch game film without it broken down for you, without somebody breaking it down for you.
Oh, that's what they do on Huddle. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have to have a cameraman in the stand from the I think it's end zone, and they have to start the camera, stop the camera, start the camera, stop after every play. Then we have to upload that to Huddle, or we get fined. And I just think it's unnecessary. You know, you can go to YouTube and watch the game. And you don't have to have somebody cut it all up for you to watch the game. I mean,
yeah.
But some people do. So that's kind of been the rule for forever. But I think it's a waste of money, and I think it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because you not only got to pay for Huddle, but you got to pay for the guy behind the camera, and you got to have somebody who knows what they're doing. And it's just watch the game on YouTube, man.
Yeah. Who should we mic up on the 21st? Who do y'all think? You want to be mic'd up?
Yeah.
All right.
You ain't got to mic up for a game.
Well, Jerry, what are you gonna have to say on the sidelines all night? I mean,
damn.
They need me to. I will.
So I've known Jerry for a long time. We both went to Southern Miss, and so I give him a lot of heck. So it's nothing personal. He knows I'm just playing with him, but I traded for a washing machine one year.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Are you just quoting semi-pro? Or you really did that?
I really did. Well, that's what I told him. We traded him to Topeka Tropics.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we traded him for, but when I called him off and told him he'd been traded, I told him I traded him for a washing machine.
Oh my God.
In the tropics, Yeah. He didn't like it there. He ended up leaving and going to Duke City.
What you got a metal clipboard this time?
No, I won't carry a clipboard at all. I'll get a little play card I use.
Okay.
So.
Well, nothing's gonna get broken then.
Yeah.
That's probably positive.
These guys, we got a little more professional, so I don't get that fired up. They most of the time do what we tell them to do.
Don't speak so soon yet. You ain't seen the first game yet.
Yeah.
He might be out there just start kicking walls and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, on the 22nd, I might cut everybody. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna mic you up, Coach Russ.
Mic me up?
Yeah. This same mic is gonna be on you, but on game day.
All right. Oh, Richard Davis, yeah. Love the guy to death, but on the field, hate his guts. And we were playing them, and we stopped them on 4th down, and they reviewed the play. And they reviewed the play and called a penalty on us. They called it illegal defense. Well, it's not a reviewable play.
Yeah.
You can't review that. You can't review you can review it because it's change of possession, but you can't use the review to call a penalty.
Right.
Except for targeting. And so they reviewed it, and they come back out and gave us the penalty on it for illegal defense. And I'm arguing with the refs, and he's arguing with the refs, and he just stops and says, he's a rookie coach. He don't know what he was doing. And he shouldn't have said that. And I was like, it don't matter if I'm a rookie coach. I know that's a rule that you can't enforce a penalty off replay.
Yeah.
Especially not illegal defense. It's not a reviewable play. They ended up giving it to him. I was pretty heated. Said some words to him. Luckily, I wasn't mic'd up, but.
I mean, you will be this time though, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch what I say to an extent.
No, don't do that because I mean, at the end of the day, I'll give it to you to review.
Oh, okay. As long as it's not going live.
No.
I get the calls from the SEC and stuff. Like,
now
you can't be using that kind of language.
The main goal of this hype video is going to be just that. It's going to be a hype video.
Okay.
But I'll have some on the sideline sounds of the Shreveport Rougarou.
I mean, the what?
You can be the ops? He's the opposition?
That's what the NFL calls players that are mic'd up, the ops.
Oh, because
the combo here.
I don't know. What are we talking about, man?
Mike's like, I mean, I know all about that, but you know.
Hey, I'm going to give $20. The first one of you guys that grabs a piece of pizza. There you go.
Okay.
I'm starving.
Oh, is that what was going on?
I was wondering why nobody.
I was about to say, you got the most disciplined players here. You got 2,000 pounds of man meat here, and all of them staring at those pizzas like they're getting cold.
I mean, they were already eating pizza before you even got here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Hey, whoa.
They haven't brought the one I want out yet, so.
This is round 2 of many rounds.
I thought they were just there for like table decoration.
I mean, they are there for branding to a degree, but yeah, they are there to eat too.
Where's that pizza on the end? Is that like a sausage pizza or something? No, I don't want any.
No. This one was good. This the real deal right there.
Yeah, I mean, Flying Hard definitely had some very good pizzas, and they have very good wings too.
Oh, the wings are.
Yeah, I love the crawfish wings. The crawfish dry rub was really good.
By the way, you can't name your restaurant Just Wings.
Yeah, there's already
one of those. Okay.
Wait, there's a restaurant called Just Wings? Where?
It's a ghost kitchen.
Yeah, it's I think it's like Calendars or one of those, or TGI Fridays has just a little. All they do is make wings and send them out.
Yeah. You ever heard of a ghost kitchen?
Yeah. I know about that.
Fridays or
I think it's TGI Fridays.
TGI Fridays.
I got a great name for your wings. Big back wings.
Big back wings.
Big back wings.
Big back wings could work.
You got nothing but lineman guys cooking it all.
Make one spicy.
Big back wings. There you go.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That's a spice man though. Or no, Rich is in charge of spicy.
It's gonna tear your you know what up.
I don't eat spicy stuff.
So we're looking at coaching and owning an arena football team, having a ghost kitchen, doing a podcast. What else? I mean, what else are we gonna do?
I play NCAA football too sometimes.
You do?
I ain't no good though.
Oh, okay.
I play on the easiest setting of the dynasty because I just like to do the recruiting at the end of the season.
So that's why nobody's beating Doobie except for me. Damn.
Doobie like that?
Huh?
Doobie, you like that? Yeah.
It happened. Here's the thing: I may never beat him again, though.
Yeah.
So I have to
game,
bask. Yeah, it was 31-28. It was real close.
Play with.
I had OSU. He had Bama.
Where was I at? Because I knew you were coming over and I left and I came back and you were there. I don't remember where I was at though. And
You were at dinner.
okay, yeah. Oh, I
I'll
was
just
at
leave
dinner.
it at that.
I was at dinner. That's right.
Yeah.
That was a Friday night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I went to. Actually, I was over here at Mojack's.
What?
I said Raiders fans like that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I like seeing the Chiefs get the shit beat out of them. Pardon my French.
I was so
Oh,
happy.
good. We can cuss.
Yeah.
Know that.
I was so happy the Chiefs got beat. But I knew, I had that feeling, man, something was going to happen. I was in the second quarter, or the second half, I just knew something was going to happen. I was just sitting there waiting, you know.
Yeah.
You're waiting for another to put the ball. I'm like, man, they're up 34-6 or something, man. Dude, okay, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
You could tell who really wanted it in the game. In that game, for
Well,
sure.
the Chiefs got too many distractions, man. Mahomes' his brother and his wife, they're big distractions. Kelsey's got, you know.
Taylor trailer.
Who cares about her?
Exactly.
Who cares about her? Why show her 47 times?
Should have cut his hair.
The referee actually called a damn good game.
Yeah, that too.
That was the main thing.
Well, I heard they fired all the refs from the previous Chiefs game.
Did they really?
That's what I heard. But I mean,
If you
don't
go
get me
back and
wrong.
look at it, yeah, go back
They
and
walked
look at
away with a retirement in their pocket.
it. Yeah,
Right.
almost.
Nah.
Don't get me wrong. For any refs that are listening, I think it's a very hard job. It is a very difficult job that I wouldn't want to do myself. But they are the only people on the field that can influence a game. I mean, intentionally or unintentionally. I mean, a late pass interference call on a you know the winning touchdown is. You know, I mean, that changes the outcome of the game. It doesn't matter. And people love to say, well, if you'd played better during the game, but it ain't about playing better. Because the other team playing just as hard as you are. So it ain't about, you know.
If it comes down to the wire, it shouldn't
Right.
be up to the officiating crew. It should be up to the effort of
Like the Raiders game where they were about
Tuck
to beat
rule.
the Chiefs.
Oh, I thought you were
that
gonna
was-
talk about Tuck rule.
No, I was talking about on December when the Raiders played the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And they were about to be in field goal range, and then all of a sudden it's a false start, and then they huddle up, and then it's illegal procedure. I often wonder how that would have went if the Raiders would have fell on the ball. Would it just been false start, or would it still been an illegal shift?
Well, I really think a lot of how we see officiating now and how it's affected football, professional football at large, kind of began with the Tuck rule. I mean, it really began in that time frame. It was like you'd be watching games, and it was almost like, okay, well, are we going to put a 2-2 on the quarterback now? He can't get hit anymore? Because, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I mean, you even had guys like, I still remember watching Dan Marino and Favre in the early days and all that. Dude, they're throwing the ball and get ready to get hit.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's what it was. But it's like, I mean, even like, I don't know, man. I think they're too rough in terms of officiating. I think they're too rough. I mean, it's a contact sport. You know, you're not defenseless. I mean, you're playing quarterback most of the time. You can see you're about to get hit before you get hit.
So if you watch a hockey game, there are some violent hits on the hockey team.
And you're hitting ice.
They have the glass, they have the ice, they have the wall. I mean, some of those hits that happen in hockey would be penalties. You know,
there would absolutely be penalties in football, yeah.
And so, I mean, you got all these pads. I know they can't protect all injuries, but football is a violent sport. It's always been a violent sport, and it's not for everybody. It's for people that are okay with dishing out and receiving violence, you know, to an extent. Targeting, I think that's a good rule. It's been a good rule because a lot of people get hurt that way. The quarterbacks, I mean, you know, like Mahomes running the ball and then dancing around, and then when he's about to get tackled, he falls on the ground and gets a rough, unnecessary roughness penalty out of it. You know, I mean, when a quarterback pulls the ball down and he takes off, he is a running back. Yeah. Running backs don't slide.
Yeah.
You know, why does the quarterback get to slide? It's just an attempt to, draw another penalty.
Yeah.
I've been laid out over the middle on a crossing pattern as a wide receiver. I've been laid out. But now, you got the defensive receiver rule. Yeah. That's the one thing about arena football is a lot of those rules we don't have.
Yeah.
Y'all
do have targeting though, correct?
We do have targeting. It depends on if you're playing in Sioux City or not. Because their refs tend to, if it's one of their star players, they tend to not eject a guy from the game, and they allow him to do it a couple more times so they hurt your quarterback. That's facts, and if anybody wants to contest that, I'll show you the game film.
I mean, I'm not really worried about any of that though, because I feel like y'all going to be playing a championship here. That's how I feel anyway. I don't think any of that's really going to be an issue. I could be wrong. I doubt it. Just in terms of the people I've been able to meet so far and just their resolve, seems like most of you guys have resolve. I mean, that's one of those things. I think more than anything else, the athletic ability is obviously there, or else you wouldn't have recruited these guys or allowed them to even come to camp. But then also the fact that I haven't seen out of anybody any doubt about their ability. I haven't seen out of anybody any doubt. I mean, really any doubt whatsoever, where the season is concerned. And I can tell it's not coming from a place of, I've been sitting with y'all long enough now that I can tell it's not coming from a boastful place. It's not coming from a place that's not humble. I feel like every single one of you guys are humble, and you're just ready to decimate some people in an arena, which I'm pretty excited for.
Right. Well, as a player and a coach, you never tell yourself how good you are.
Yeah.
And you don't listen to everybody else that tells you how good you are. Those two things, that's what happened with the Chiefs. Everybody told them how good they were. In their minds, they were that good.
Yeah.
And so, they probably didn't prepare. When you think you're very good, when you just think you're the best at your trade, whatever you do, you eventually get to the point where you do a half-ass job because you're not trying. You don't have to because, I'm going to throw 7 touchdown passes this game or whatever. And so that's the two things, and that's what we talked about the other night, didn't we? About, staying out of your own head. Quit believing your own hype.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of us at this table and probably everybody in here wants to see us win a championship. But there's one step at a time, one game at a time. It starts February 21st, and we'll worry about them. And when that game's over with, and we'll move on to Omaha, and, just one game at a time. I'm not looking forward to June or anybody that we play. The only game that matters right now is February 21st.
Yeah. Y'all's Appalachian State game. Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I'm going to be, there's a lot of good players in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they don't have the roster limits that we have. They don't have the roster rules that we have. They can go, round up the 25 best players in the state of Texas and bring them over here. And I've seen it happen before. I've seen the Dallas Prime. You bring them boys, you better be ready to play because they are going to bring it. And we went down to the wire. We scored a touchdown in the last minute to win a game against them. The Dallas Prime. I'm talking about 4 years ago. We won in the last minute, and the next year they beat a team in the CIF.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of them guys getting old now though. That's some old Texas Revolution players. So,
What'd you say is the average age of your players?
27. Just guessing.
It's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Not an old crew by any means.
I mean, we got some solid veterans. You know, Doobie, he's been around for a while in the league, and Jerry's been around. Boone's played a couple years in indoor, and he went to Mexico and set all kinds of records, you know, as quarterback down there. Calderon on D-line, he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years. He's solid. Rashad, one of the receivers coming in tonight, he's solid. He's probably one of the best kick returners in the league. A lot of the new guys I don't know much about, but Denarius Antoine, I mean, I was offered a trade of $10,000 for him.
Yeah.
And we turned it down because he's probably going to be the defensive player of the year again.
Yeah.
He's been that like 2 or 3 times.
Is he here yet, or is he coming in this weekend?
No, he'll be here this weekend.
Yeah.
He's actually playing running back and linebacker this year, so he thinks he's going to play every play of every game, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, more chances for injury.
How long have you been at it coaching again?
I've been coaching indoor football for 3 or 4 years now.
And then total?
I've been coaching since 2010.
So, I mean, in 15 years, if you could tell Coach Russ in 2010 anything that would prepare you for the journey until now, what would it be with the perspective you have now?
It would probably be don't listen to Facebook. Don't listen to what people say on Facebook.
Yeah?
Because most people on Facebook are idiots, and that gives them an opportunity to showcase their talents.
What about you in terms of coaching and playing and everything?
I'd say same thing. Don't listen to everybody else. Just do you. Be you and do you.
Yeah.
You get caught up in the whole dilemma with everybody thinking who you are and what you are and what you can't be and what you can be. It brings yourself down or hypes you up too much. Just be you and do what you can possibly do.
What about you when you were a kid? If you could tell your kid self before you started playing the game, what would you tell him?
Now, to learn to be coachable. To go back to what we were saying on the last podcast. I grew up in a rough neighborhood, so I was always just wanted to be a bad actor, but also love sports at the same time. So, I mean, I wouldn't say feed into the crowd, but it's just about it. Not feeding in and learn how to be coachable, learn how to be myself.
Yeah. What about you, man? Yeah.
He is his younger
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, 5 years ago? Yeah.
Come on. Say, go to the bathroom more often too. Don't miss your pants.
There we go.
It's going to be the most fun you ever do in anything. Make you feel special.
Dude, what do you have for the philosophical question? Did you hear it to begin with? Before you started playing the game of football as a kid, if you had the perspective that you have now, what would you tell your old self?
Listen to my dad.
Yeah. That's it.
I'd have been going to class, taking everything more serious than I took it.
Yeah. What about you, Zach?
Probably just being more of a student of the game and not just needing my athletic ability so much.
Yeah. Jerry?
Like you said, listening to my dad.
Yeah.
I ain't would have made a lot of better decisions.
I will say listening to my dad has helped me in life quite a bit. Thankfully, he's still around, but he's pretty wise. I tried not to listen to him a few times. That didn't work out very well. So
I never would have listened to my dad. I'm being real. He told me, the guy never came to a single one of my games, and I remember to the day he told me he wasn't going to come. I was in the 9th grade. He said he wasn't going to drive all the way to Quitman, Mississippi to watch me sit the bench.
Did you sit the bench, though?
In the 9th grade? Yeah, I did.
We have a lot in common.
100%. But you know what? I went on to play college ball, and I'm where I'm at now, and he's in the ground. So
yeah, well,
I guess I won.
You got to meet Brett Favre, and he didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
There's that part of it. Well, anyway. So, I have to ask you in terms of, because I've asked everybody else the same question as well, but I mean, what is really your ambition long term with this game?
I don't really have like an end goal. I just like to play. I'm gonna play for as long as my body will let me.
Yeah.
I had opportunities to go play college football, but I didn't have the ACT score for it, so I'm gonna use my body to the best of its ability until I can. That's it.
Right.
All right.
Sweet.
Far out.
Far out, man. I want to hear a little bit more from you before we get out of here in terms of what are you looking forward to most about this season?
Wow. Philosophical questions, huh?
Yeah, for real.
Man, I want to have a great time. I want to watch you guys kick some Falcon ass, which is Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently Omaha is on your list of asses to kick hard.
I mean, we want to beat everybody on our schedule.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, Ricky, the owner, he's a personal friend of mine, and it's always always a good game. The last time we faced them, we beat them. So
My number one thing is I want to see as many seats filled with folks as possible.
Yeah.
And if I can help it, God willing, they'll be full to the rafters.
Yeah.
I want to do some fun stuff, you know. Y'all ain't gonna see it. Y'all gonna be inside getting coached up, but I'm gonna be out there throwing ASP beach balls everywhere and entertaining the folks.
Sweet.
Y'all go win the game, and I just want as many people to sit in those seats as possible.
He's going to be throwing beach balls. I'm going to be filming you guys. It's going to be a good time. Anybody have any shout outs?
Shout out to God. Bring the hoop.
God.
Yeah, God.
And apparently his dad.
Yeah.
Shout out to your dad.
That boy was
Well, still, shout out.
That might have adopted dad right there.
All the dads.
I'll shout out.
But I definitely want to shout out to all our partners, all our corporate sponsors that have believed in us so far, and all the fans that almost 1,000 people that bought season tickets. Definitely shout out to all of you guys. You're the ones that's making this happen, and we're glad to be a part of the Shreveport community and want to be part of the Shreveport family.
Next week's game week, February 21st. Y'all get ready.